5 million sold out. We broke the record for largest gate ever at the Toyota Center. The attendance was 17,401. Giles and Krause won fight of the night, and Batista and Chaos won 50,000. Everybody won 50,000. Who's got the first question?
Dana, it ended up being a fantastic event, but of course, the discussion afterwards is all about the main event and the scoring.
Right.
And was it a good score? Was it a bad score? Can you give us your thoughts on how you scored it and just what you think about the result overall?
The scoring was all over the map. So Joe Silva, a former matchmaker here, had it a draw. Kevin Iole hit me up. He had Jones 3-2. Going into the last round, I had Dominick Reyes 3-1 going into the last round. My kids are terrorizing me that the fix is in and how can this happen, Dad? Reyes won that fight. And the list goes on of people that are reaching out to me. So it's not like there's this landslide of people saying, you know, there was a robbery or whatever. People have it all over the place. But the reality is, who gives a shit? We're not judges. None of us are judges. The judges called the fight, and that's that. And as far as, you know, the judging and the reffing tonight, do I think it was perfect? I do not. I think that we need to do some work down here. You know, I think that Mark Ratner and Hunter Campbell, you know, have to work with these guys, and they don't do a lot of big fights down here. And we all know that these kids work so hard and sacrifice so much. Even let's take Dominick Reyes and Jones out of the equation. If you're the first prelim of the night, you've worked so hard to get there. You know, you guys have heard me for 20 years talk about reffing and judging, and you know, it's never going to be perfect, but it has to be close, man. I mean, these kids work hard to get here, and you know what I mean.
You know, and I want to kind of ask you on that, because I know you said, hey, listen, you're too old to be bashing on these referees anymore, but everybody did seem to feel like the judging and the reffing all night was a concern. So what can you do? I mean, I know these guys regulate you, not the other way around. So, I mean, what can you do to try to maybe educate or improve?
Work with them. We can work with these guys. And, you know, first of all, the powers that be in the commission have to realize that there were mistakes made. And these things are going to happen. Nothing's perfect. No commission is perfect. No state is perfect. And it's something we have to work on. But in the Reyes fight, I mean, like I said, it was so all over the map. And then there's guys I talked to a few guys tonight that were like, you know, you can't run the last 2 rounds and take the title away from the champion. So you have people that think a lot of different ways on how they score a fight. But we're not judges. Yeah. You know?
Let me ask you specifically about Dominick coming in. You said this is a dangerous guy, that people don't even realize how dangerous he is. Probably showed that tonight. Talk about his career moving forward. I mean, is a rematch even an option for him? Do you feel like this was the type of performance where, you know, people will remember him now, and now this is a guy you can use? What do you think about Dom moving forward?
Yeah, so coming into this fight, my big thing was the only problem with this fight is the general public doesn't realize how dangerous this guy really is and what a huge threat he is to John Jones. You know, he was a 4.5-1 dog, which is crazy. There's no way that guy's a 4.5-1. You saw it tonight. I never talk about fights right after. First of all, you guys were in here. I was just backstage doing some interviews. John Jones walked by with his legs all wrapped in ice, and they carried Dominick Reyes by me. Like, guys were carrying him. So when you see that shit backstage, you know you just saw an incredible fight. And do I think that he deserves a rematch? Sure he does. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And last thing for me, Dana, let me ask you about John moving forward as well. I mean, being in a...
Well, here's the other thing. You say what you want about John Jones. John Jones wins fights.
Yeah.
We can bitch about the judge, but it's not like there's this landslide, you know, where everybody... Who thinks John Jones won the fight? Anybody in here? No. There's hands in here who think Jones won the fight. I've been hearing this all night. Jon Jones won the fight. It was a draw. Reyes won the fight. It's all over the map. So it all depends on the way that you judge a fight. And it doesn't fucking matter. We're not judges. So it was a badass fight. One thing I do know, both of these guys are tough as nails, man. The shots that both these guys took tonight to the body, legs, head, it was a phenomenal fight between two phenomenal athletes. Say what you want about Jon Jones. Jon Jones wins fights.
No question. Does it give you any pause, though? You know, he was talking about maybe moving up to heavyweight. I mean, obviously, that's been talked about for a long time. But tonight's performance, what does it think, you know, how does that factor into what he does moving forward? Does it take heavyweight off the table? Does it take certain things off? What do you think?
Let's not forget what I said going into this fight. Dominick Reyes was not a 4.5-to-1 dog. Dominick Reyes, tonight was the fourth time that he's made it out of the first round. He knocks people out in the first round. 9 people he knocked out in the fourth round. You know, so as you look at little things that both guys did in this fight, they both fought an unbelievable fight. They both made mistakes in this fight. And I think when they both go home and they start watching tape and they'll watch this fight over and over and over again, they're going to get back in the gym and they're going to work on things. If and when these two fight again, it'll be even better than tonight. So that's the positive out of what we saw here this evening. No matter what side of the fence you sit on who won.